All right, so I'm super excited to have Ashley on. Basically, like what's happening to you actually happened to me this time last year during the Diamond Dash. Literally, I was doing the Diamond Dash like just like you. Remember, you were like Pat's little extra wingman, and I was Keith's. Um, and then all of a sudden, that just all happened, and that's all of a sudden happening to you right now, and I'm just like love watching it. Today I like saw your Success Club board, and I'm going to ask you at the end of this call how the hell you and your team do that. So get ready for that question. I was like, what? So I can't wait to hear from you. She is 25 years old, retired first grade teacher, 6-star diamond qualifying in her first business center, 2-star diamond in her qualifying in her second business center. And the reason why we say qualifying, because basically all of this just happened, just like it all happened last year when I went from like 1 to 8, literally same thing. So crazy what can happen if you just keep going. And like if you're in the Diamond Dash, if you just look at that friggin' Success Club board, like I'm gonna ask you that question, I have to. So she's also a team leader on the leadership ladder, which is like, if you guys don't know about it, I didn't know about it for a long time, and it's probably like my fault, but it's like obviously not my job to teach you about that. Like it's your business, you can learn it. It's basically if you follow the team leader, the team leadership ladder, like it teaches you how to make more money. It's not about rank or whatever. I mean, that all comes with it, but like it teaches you the best way to make money. And if just Google, like YouTube it, Google it, whatever you got to do, because it's the most important part, I feel like, on the business. And I'm such an idiot. I was like, I don't care about it for so long. And now I'm like, it's like the most important thing. 26 months in Success Club 5 and 20 months at Success Club 10 and number 19 in the network. I'm like, oh, what? Congratulations on all that. Do you feel so cool? I would.
That's so cool.
um,
No, it's a cool feeling for sure.
I know. I'm like, I'm so happy for you. I like know the feeling. And I like, it just doesn't it make you want to work faster and harder?
Oh yeah, like 95 times sprinting.
I know. I know. So we're excited to hear from you. So you can just go ahead and start right now.
Yay. Okay. Thank you, Haley, for having me on. Guys, Haley is one of my biggest inspirations ever. So I obviously like bragged to my team, not bragged. I was like, guys, I'm like shitting my pants. I'm so excited. But that's the beauty of leadership, and you can't say no to things. Also, like, and I remember you saying this last year, is that you got so uncomfortable. You started doing things that got you so out of your comfort zone that every single experience led you further into like this path of leadership. And so the diamond training, getting a live team calls, like it scares the crap out of us, but you can never say no to something that you know is going to change your life. So I'm so excited. I have a PowerPoint, which I'm going to share with you because, like she said, I'm a retired first grade teacher, but I want to share a little bit about my story before coaching and now what my life looks like with coaching. For those of you who are in the Diamond Dash, you heard a little bit about me. Maybe you guys haven't caught up in the videos, but for those of you who aren't, I'll just kind of go into detail about who I am. So I am Ashley Feldeisen, obviously. I started this business at 22. And so I am from upstate New York, Rochester, New York. My entire life, I wanted to be a teacher. Like I was made for it. I went into college. I got my undergrad in elementary education, was so excited to finally get a job. I knew that there were absolutely 0 teaching jobs in Rochester, New York. And me and my boyfriend were in a long distance relationship. He was here in Baltimore and I was in Buffalo, and we were like, did distance for almost 2 years. And so I made the decision that, okay, I'm going to pack up my life and I'm going to move it to Baltimore where there are actually teaching jobs. And so I moved, and we like scoped out places for rent, and we scoped out like living situations, but we were broke. He worked, I didn't. I quickly got a job at the Green Turtle, which is a sports bar. But we lived with his parents in his parents' basement, where he literally grew up in that basement, and it was like his zone, and I just took over it. And so I was living there as a we moved there when I was 21, and I searched long and hard for teaching jobs because that was like my passion. I want to find a teaching job. I fell into a first grade position, and I was in love with it. Like, it was meant for me. I wanted to be a teacher forever. And it was awesome. It was perfect until the honeymoon stage ran out, and 3 months in, I'm like, I hate this. Like, there's got to be more. So I went to grad school, and I wanted to be. So I was like, okay, let me see if I like being a reading specialist better. So I went to grad school, and I changed my major, and I was like, okay, let me get out of the classroom, and I will, do something a little bit bigger for myself. And I always wanted more. Like, that was the theme in my life, is that I always wanted something bigger than I had at this moment. And so, I mean, Beachbody's given me that completely. And that's, I feel like, why I continue to be successful, is because I'm always hungrier and hungrier and hungrier. But I was in grad school full or part-time 3 days a week, and I was teaching every single day, and I would commute an hour every single day from Baltimore to DC, to right outside of DC. And it was taking my entire life. Like, it was defining me. And I lost myself completely. I was defined by teaching. I was defined by something that I wasn't passionate about, and I needed an outlet. And so if you would have asked me at the time, like, I literally needed nothing more on my plate, but what I needed was something that I could control outside of teaching. And so I got started with Beachbody programs, completely fell in love. Like, I tell my girls this all the time: if you want to be successful in this business, you got to freaking fall in love with your journey. And that's, like, I've never once fallen out of love with my own journey. And that is why that consistency has continued to build up, and that momentum has grown over the last 3 years as a coach. So in 2015, I decided to sign up to be a coach. My first month, I got my Shakeology paid for. My second month, I got my insurance, my car payment, and my Shakeology paid for. And it was just like, I wanted more. I got a taste of what the freedom could be, and I wanted more, until eventually I was putting my teaching income away. I was living fully off Beachbody, and me and Tyler decided to buckle down and say, Beachbody is going to give us the opportunity to buy a house. We saved up a bunch of money. We bought a house in September of 2015. In the next year, in June of 2016, I ended up quitting my teaching job. I felt very stagnant for about 3 months of my journey, until I really had to sit back and say, what's working, what's not working. And I'm going to talk to you guys tonight about a lot of my leadership skills that I had to change in order to be successful. It was either throw in the towel, like shit or get off the pot. Throw in the towel, or sit back, reflect, and figure out what's working, what's not working. So now I'm really excited to say it, and I really haven't said this out loud, but this is our 6-figure year, which I could never dream of. Like, oh my God, I like, my dad worked for the government, and I always remember, like, my dad makes 6 figures. That's so cool. And now I never thought ever that would happen to me, and it's a really cool feeling.
Congrats.
Thank you.
That's huge.
I know, it's crazy. I like saw you do it, and I'm like, when is it going to be me? Like, the first time I heard you say it, I'm like, damn. But like, the leadership ladder, guys, in the diamond training, my training today was all about the leadership ladder and making that your focus, because diamond is awesome. Diamond is fun, but diamond doesn't guarantee money. Mm-hmm. So you've got to make that weak leg volume focus, that duplication, making sure your coaches are changing lives as well. And so for me, that was the biggest transition, is focusing on the areas that I wanted to improve. And I always tell my girls, I'm like, if you want to make money, you got to learn how to make money in this business. If you want to grow your weak leg, you got to figure out how to grow your weak leg. But that's something for another call. I'm going to share my screen with you guys, because I am a squirrel. So if I don't have a PowerPoint, my brain is like all over the place. Let me pull it up. Okay. Can you see it?
Yes.
All right. So Haley asked me to talk about developing leaders based on vision. And so Pat Reelman, I don't know if you guys know him. He is my upline. He is a visionary. He's like my older brother. He is just like the guy, you talk to him, he gives you an analogy and your life has changed forever. And I bet you every single time I quote something tonight, he's probably said it before. Oh, thank you for that, Marine. But find you somebody who inspires the crap out of yourself. My boyfriend inspires me like crazy. Like, he's a big analogy guy too. Like, for me, you've got to find somebody who inspires you because they make you dream a little bit bigger. Pat's that guy for me. But anyway, let's talk about developing leaders based on vision. I have like a 5-step system to make sure that your coaches, are duplicating that vision. So first one, this is the biggest one for me. Don't be afraid to show them where you came from. For anybody who follows me on Instagram, yesterday I shared this video, and for shits, I had a coach ask me, she was like, I would love to, because I'm very comfortable on camera. She's like, I would love to see what you were like in 2015 when you started your coaching opportunity. Like, I know you weren't comfortable on camera. And I went back into my YouTube. Guys, I'm going to show you a picture in a second. It is so funny. I have like a bowl cut. And just like the way I was talking, I'm like, so this is what you do. And like, I had no passion, no confidence.
I was disgusting. I was never smiled. My face was bright red. I can't.
But you know what? Like, that's what we have to share because it sets realistic expectations for our coaches. And so I have one coach specifically. I have 2 coaches. They're best friends. They're both diamonds. They're both my PS coaches. And they are very opposite. And one of the girls like just hit 1 star. She's like running this thing to the finish line. And one of the girls is very much like me at the beginning of my business. She is taking a little bit longer to dip her toe in the water. And it's really important for me to share with her like what helped me put my foot in and, that type of thing, where the other coach really doesn't need that mentorship. But it is important to share it for the ones who need that, who need to hear your story. Like, I come from, I don't have a dark past, but I have some dark things in my life that when everything was going wrong in my life, like last year, my dad came, my dad had a really bad addiction problem. He went to rehab, and like I had one of my coaches say to me, Ashley, when your life is like so out of control, how do you stay so consistent in your business? And my answer to her, and my answer every time, is when my life is absolutely out of my control, this is the one thing that isn't. This is the one thing that I have full control over, and the one thing that makes me so freaking happy. And so your girls need to hear that. Like, just because somebody gets pregnant doesn't mean that they have to quit their business. Or when they're planning for a wedding, this should be your outlet through and through. When life is hard, when life is great, when you are, at this low point in your life, this should be that one shining light and hopefully pour over into your life to make it that much brighter. But the darkness, the truths of my life pour over into the other coaches to see, what they are capable of accomplishing. And it's fun too. It's fun to say, this is where I was a month into my business. Look at you. Like, you are doing incredible. Can you imagine where you are in 3 years from now? Just really setting that mindset for them, setting that vision for them. Am I cutting out?
No, not at
all. I'm very glitchy in my camera. So yeah, so just, understand that your past experiences have molded you. And I am a storyteller. Like, I love telling stories. I tell my story like every day to my girls, and, it helps them understand that where they can be based on where I was. This is
my God. You don't even look like yourself.
I know. So funny. I'm in my like childhood bedroom here when I first started this business. Like, oh my gosh. And the video is hilarious. But I publicly shared it on my Team Elevate page, and I was like, if you guys are curious what Ashley Feldeisen 3 years ago looked like, and I have one coach left from 2015. One.
Yeah, same. Me too.
Yeah. Like, and that's okay. But 2015 built the foundation for this business. And so it's funny to share. Insane. Those glasses though. All right. So I'm an analogy person, but help them pack their bags and move out of the tiny sheltered hut. So normally when I tell my story, I kind of add this in there, but when I was a teacher and I was living in Tyler's parents' basement, I was not a dreamer at all. And we had talked about buying a house before Beachbody, but we knew we weren't capable of it. I couldn't go shopping. I couldn't do these things that I wanted to do, but I didn't even put that, like, I didn't even plant that seed in my brain because I lived in this tiny sheltered hut. I would always be making $45,000 a year. I would always be stuck to a full-time 9-to-5. As soon as I fell out of love with teaching, it was always like, all right, this is just normal. This is what life is. You know, I saw my mom struggle almost her entire life. That was just life. That was normal. I had the opportunity when Beachbody was presented in front of us, we literally have the opportunity to move out of the sheltered hut where it's so impossible to dream and move into this ceilingless mansion where we can literally no boundaries. Like when Beachbody presented itself to me, and the second that I got to sit down and have that conversation with Tyler that, look, babe, we can buy a house, like we can do this year. And we started looking, like that was the coolest feeling ever. And now, you know, 6 figures, like, you know, just literally the sky is the limit, going for 7 figures. And then, you know, just continuing to build on that. And I know money isn't everything. For me, I'm very motivated by it, but for, you know, what is it for you? I talk about the elevator analogy. When you step on this declining elevator, you take a step on it, and if you take a break, it's going to push you back down to the base. But you step on it and you start building traction, and waiting for you at the top of the escalator is your why. For me, my dream house on the Chesapeake Bay, like that is what I'm working my butt off for in the next 2 years, to build that dream house. And that would have been so impossible 3 years ago on my income as a teacher. Impossible. And it's given us, you know, it's given us the opportunity to move over into that. And so duplicating that for your everybody on your team. I say woman because I don't really have guys on my team, but helping them move out, pack their bags, and help them dream. Initially, right from the get-go, my new coach welcome email asks them 5 questions to get them out of their comfort zone. What do you love about your current situation? What are you looking to change? Where do you see yourself in 1 year, 2 years, 5 years from now? And a lot of them are like, wow, I've never actually thought about it. I've never actually thought about where I could be in 5 years from now. I think the prompt was like, if you had no boundaries, where would you be in 5 years from now? Do you know how, like, that allows people to dream? Like, could you imagine living like Taylor Swift? Like, where would you be? And we have the opportunity, maybe not Taylor Swift, you know, level. I don't really want to, but you know, being able to live a life with no boundaries and just laying that foundation from the get-go. And for those of you on this call who only have one coach or no coaches, it's so important for you to move out of that sheltered hut, because it makes it a lot easier when you start moving those coaches in. You create that team vibe on your team. And so, and it becomes so much fun. You're like one of my girls, I'm like, Kate, when are you quitting your job? You know, when are you buying that house you've been saving up for? How much money do you have saved towards your wedding? Like, I know what they are doing once, you know, that vision they have waiting for them at the finish line. And I'm reminding of that, reminding them of that daily. Okay.
So hold on. That was, those questions are in a new coach email, like.
Yep.
Okay. That's awesome.
So do you want me to take you kind of through what I do briefly?
I mean, if
I can send it to you.
Yeah. Can you?
Okay. Yeah. I'll send you my step-by-step. I have it in a document.
Awesome.
Okay. Moving on to number 3. Sorry, this annoying stuff is in the corner, but you guys' faces are on top. Actually, we'll do later. Maybe tomorrow. We'll not do that now. Oh my God. Sorry, guys. I'm the worst technology human alive.
No.
All right. So this kind of goes with that, you know, that hut. Paint the picture with them, not for them. So being a teacher, we kind of had this saying, I do, we do, you do. Like, here, I'll show you. We're going to do it together, and then you're going to go off and do it. And so that, I coddled the hell out of my coaches for so long. To the point where, like, that's the reason I don't have any coaches left in 2015, because they'd send me a response and I'd literally reply for them. And that wasn't a we do something. That was a Ashley control freak. And I'm the biggest control freak ever to this day. That's why I will never hire an assistant. But I like that, but I always kept them in the nest. And so for me, creating systems was the biggest part of it. You know, understanding that my systems could help them you know, really utilizing my website and creating a really strong team training and resources and stuff like that for them to use, but also giving them the confidence that they can do it on their own. So if somebody shoots me a message and says, Ash, what would you say back to this? I'll say to them, well, what do you think you should say back to this? Practice here, practice in this message thread. And so if they send a message back, I'll be like, okay, yeah, I absolutely love that. See, you have the confidence. And even if it's not something I would say, I want them to feel like their response is incredible so that they build that confidence to continue sending those messages ongoing. And that's all I can ask for. Like, my business transformed itself when I started gaining confidence in this business, when I started believing in it, believing in the fact that it was a business. Coming from a teacher, I always just kind of looked at it as a side gig, until it became a real thing. And I had to kind of really slip on my entrepreneur pants and keep them on. Whereas every other day I was taking them off and taking breaks and, you know, keep them on, paint the picture with them, not for them. Hopefully that makes sense. Mm-hmm. And I just have two more, and then we're going to do a little bit of reflection. So share the energy that you wish them to have in this business. Your energy introduces you before you walk in a room. That's why before every call I get on, before every video, I have a ton of energy. No, I don't have a lot of energy throughout the day. I sit right here in this seat for like 10 hours a day. My boyfriend also works from home, and he sits in the next room, and we're both just like dead to the world. But you know, really, when you are having those conversations and when you are getting on one-on-one calls, share that energy that you want them to have. If I were to get on a one-on-one call with them and I, you know, was like, yeah, I really think that you're going to have success with this month. And I think, you know, you could do this, you could do that. For me, I'm like pumped up. I got my Energize in my hand. I'm like, girlfriend, you are crushing it. You changed one life this month. Like, how did that feel? How did that one life feel? All right, you haven't changed any lives. What would it feel like to change a life? And what are you doing to get there? What action steps are you taking? And always just really sharing the energy that I want to instill in them. And Haley, to answer your question, honestly, the reason my team is blown up is I feel like the confidence and the energy we've been creating on our team is just so contagious, literally treating my business exactly how I want my coaches to treat their business. If I am going to show up every single day, or if they're going to show up every single day and have energy, I better have energy. If they're going to show up every single day and change lives and rank their businesses forward, I better be doing those same exact things. I better be leading my leaderboards. I better be sharing my journey. I better be authentic on social media. I better be doing every single thing that I want my ladies to do. And with it, while I'm doing them, I want to have that energy. I want to have the passion and the confidence that they will create over time. And that's where that question came in the other day from my coach. She was like, you didn't always have this much energy. And I cringed watching that video from 3 years ago. I couldn't even finish it. Tyler and I were watching it. He's like, when?
Yeah.
He's like, when did you make that? Like, what? Like, because I don't even remember myself like that. Like, who knew I had a bowl cut? And don't even remember that. But what did you say?
No, I didn't say anything. That's I on this day always pops up though in my stupid videos. I'm like, I just don't want anyone to see them, but I also do want people to see them to see how far I've come, you know?
Right. Sometimes I'm just like scroll quick. Like, yeah, bad, real bad. Some of my workout videos like so grainy, and but we had to go through that to get to where we are now. And that's the beauty of network marketing, that's continuously evolving. And so,
yeah, I always am telling there's so many like a lot of new coaches that come on. They're always like looking for an answer. And I'm like, all I have to say to you is you have to fail forward. If you just creep back to me, I'm like, we're just sharing 21-day fix screenshots. Yep. Like, you just have to fail forward.
It's all about trial and error in this business. It's just like, find what works for you. Like, Haley is the coolest chick I know. Like, I wish I could be as smooth as you on social media, but unfortunately I can't be. And I have to figure out, what works for me. And like, let's say somebody like you jumps on a team call and, and you share all this really awesome energy and all these vibes. And then somebody tries to recreate your social media based on them. It doesn't fit. Yeah. And and I can see when it doesn't fit because their Instagram stories and their words aren't matching up. So be you, like, and also makes it so much easier to grow a team of your own when you are so authentically yourself. You're going to attract so many other Ashleys. For those of you who are on my training from yesterday at the Diamond Dash, I talked a lot about who I was attracting. I was attracting the wrong versions of myself because I was using my words. It's really easy to recreate words, especially as a literacy major. Like, I'm pretty good at writing, but for me, I was looking for the perfect version of myself instead of the Ashley pre-Beachbody. So I was getting the personal trainers, the BBG girls, the Tone It Up girls, girls that I could not relate to because I was not fit. I was not confident. I wanted those girls. I wanted the girls that I could like mesh with and I could, you know, like have my team retreats with and stuff like that. Those are the girls that I wanted. And these girls over here kept coming in and coming out. And so it took sitting back and asking myself, who am I? And you just got to sit back sometimes and reflect on what's working, what's not working, where am I going? But fail forward, like Haley said. All right, my last tip. This kind of goes hand in hand. Just race them to the finish line. You know, you really identify where that finish line is for you. People want to join people who know where they're going. What is your finish line? Everybody has a different finish line, but if you are setting those measurables with yourself, I really love to stay accountable with my team. I'm a big advocate on treating myself like a challenger in my coaching group. Like, we stay very accountable to each other. It's not the Ashley show. It is just a team thing. I'm a pen and paper person. So like we post our trackers every single day. We post everything like that, you know, and we all understand where we're going, the direction where we're going. And we know some people aren't running as fast as others. Some people are sprinting. You can tell on the leaderboards who's running faster than anybody else. But we all have our own finish lines, and make sure that they know it's okay to have a different finish line. For instance, I had a coach, the one coach that I still have from 2015. Her name is Jen. She was signed up in March 2015 with me. I met her when I used to work at a hair salon. And she is a walker in this business, and that's fine. And still to this day, she's an Emerald coach, and she does it for herself. She does this business for herself to keep sane, to make that, you know, to pay for her Shakeology. She hit Success Club, but she's not really doing any big thing. And I tell her, it used to bother me, but she knows that it's okay, and I'm not pushing her toward anything. Now she's really pushing toward Diamond, and she's found that change. But I get a lot of girls in who are like, how do you get your girls to hit Diamond? Like, I can't get them to run. Why don't they want it as bad as me? You've got to identify what the finish line is, and then, you know, not cater to them, but help them set those measurable goals to get them there. Don't walk with them, but run and sprint with them. And so for me, I always make sure that every single one of my girls have a measurable, like, timeline each day, like whatever method that they use for inviting. Most of my girls use like either Asana or pen and paper. But making sure that every single day they have something to go home to after their full-time job and get it done. Workout, nutrition, invites, and PD are like my 4 things that I make sure every single one of my girls are doing every single day. And a lot of them are like, Ashley, nothing's working. And I'm like, well, rate your nutrition from 1 to 10. And they give me like a 6. And I'm like, there you go. Rate your workouts from 1 to 10. They're like, well, you only did 2 this week. I wouldn't sign up with you either. So they've got to sit back and ask themselves what's working, what's not working, and then just identify what's waiting for them at the finish line, and understand that we're all moving in different, in different paths and different speeds. Okay, so that kind of goes into the next one. These are just questions that I ask consistently on my team. We do like a spring, I do this like every couple of months, just making sure that they can answer these questions consistently. And you guys can ask yourselves these questions as well. And I want you to know you're in full control of every single one of these. Like if you're somebody who just can't seem to hit Success Club, but you're hungry for it, you've got to set yourself up for it. You've got to ask yourself, like, I could say I'm going to hit Success Club 100 this month, but if I don't have like an action plan to get there, Success Club 100 is not going to motivate me, or I'm not going to get there if I just set it for myself. Unless I say, okay, Ashley, in order to hit Success Club 100, you have to send 60 invites every single day. You have to eat according to your meal plan 100%. You have to work out 40 out of 40 or 30 out of 30 days, just really setting those things that are those short-term goals to get you to that longer-term goal. Okay. Are you hitting Success Club every month? Just mentally, yes or no? Are you on track in your journey? Do you know where you're going? People want to join people who know where they're going. Like, do you know what you want in a year, what you want in 2 years? Do you show up on every team call? Clearly you guys do, because you're here. Do you call sick in sick to yourself? Like, do you only show up to your business like once or twice a week? Are you the leader you want in your downline? And would you be happy with yourself as a coach? If you can.
That one is serious.
What?
That last one is pretty serious.
Uh-huh. But these are the things that's going to help you. If you can answer confidently all those things, then you're a rock star leader and you're going to grow rock star leaders. Maybe not today, but if you can consistently answer these questions, with pride, and you just do them every day, every month, and you throw a little pebble into your pile, you're going to start growing a mountain. That's what I say, guys, like 3 years of I struggled for the first 2. I set a diamond for 2 years. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? Why can't I find any more of me? It's like they'd get close and then they'd drop, and they'd get close and then they'd drop. But every single day, I was throwing a pebble into my pile, and I literally one day looked back and I grew this giant mountain. But I showed up to a brick wall for so long. I got on team calls, on Team Elevate team calls. I'm the founder of Team Elevate. I got on those team calls when not one single person showed up. I recorded my ass, videoing myself with whatever topic I had planned that night, and I posted the recording on my team page because I wanted to show them the coach that they could be. And I always joke around about that to my team. I'm like, I did. I would get off the call and be like, nobody showed up, Ty, but I still recorded myself. And that's the type of leader, that's the type of leader that I want in my downline. And Pat always said that, you got to create that leader that you want. And so I was so hungry for this, and I'm still so hungry for this. And it's just sitting back, reflecting, and asking yourself, is it worth it? And what are the measurables I'm going to do to get me there? All right. That's all I got.
Dude, crushed it. Thank you. Thank you. Please tell me that some people have some questions here. So I can't get over the Success Club board that you have. So
really?
No, I can't. No. So is it obviously because you are because you hit high numbers, so your team will hit high numbers, right? Mm-hmm. But is it because it's friggin' Team Cup and you're going crazy, or you guys are just, first of all, where's my Team Cup? Raise your hand, because this is the one girl who's in front of us.
It's okay. We'll be on the stage together.
She's first right now. We're second for the region. But I'm like, oh.
At least they picked 2.
Yes, thank God. But so I don't know. I think that's just really awesome. I guess it's just like you said, the whole pebble thing every day doesn't seem like it makes a big difference. Doesn't seem like a big difference. But then a whole year later, a whole 3 years later, that's what happens. But with you, I feel like you just didn't slow down at all. So I mean, you've been working you said 3 years, right?
Yeah. This is my 3-year anniversary this month.
Oh, yeah. Happy anniversary. Candace, yours too, right? Yeah. All right. Well, anybody have any questions? I'm just honestly, I just couldn't believe those numbers. I was like, oh my God. I'm like, I want my team to hit those high numbers. It's so cool.
I honestly, it's also I know you do this too, but it's they're my best friends, and I treat it like we're doing it together. All the girls who hit the high numbers, they are all I'm in 4 of their weddings next year. They have just become buddy. We keep each other accountable. And I tell them the more time you invest in it, the more time you're going to want to invest in it. And that's what's happened for them, and just helping them create that vision.
I love that, 'cause that's how I am with my girls too. What did I want to ask? Oh, do you know how you said you share like what you do daily or something like that, like your checklist and stuff and all that? So do you have like a personally sponsored page, or like do you do it with your whole team?
I do it with my whole team.
And obviously not all of them show up, but the people that want it do.
Yeah. So it's just like a daily thread. It's just what'd you do today thread. And then we just comment, like I just comment this every single day just to hold myself accountable. And sometimes I don't get it done till 10 o'clock at night, but I always just make sure that I post it on there.
And you make a new thread every day, or keep the same one?
No, it's like I just plan my posts. It's like a Monday, what'd you do today? Tuesday, what'd you do today? It's like a cute graphic I created. It's actually the same graphic I created for the Diamond Dash with like that pineapple in the corner. And I just post that, and then they comment on it, and they know it comes at 8:30 every night, and then they just post there.
That's awesome. I like that a lot.
Like a reflection of the day.
I feel like I love that, because the way I am, I like need someone to tell me what to do, and like check in with someone. And I'm sure you don't really check in with Pat anymore. I mean, so like, how do you stay accountable every day? By doing that with your team?
Yeah, Tyler, my boyfriend is my accountability. I have a really awesome accountability partner. Emily Favre is my accountability partner, but Ty is like sits with me at home, so he makes sure I get everything done. But Pat's sister is actually my upline, not my direct upline. There's like a ton of people in between us, but she just she sent me a package of diapers last week because I told her like everything that's happening. I'm like, Annie, I'm like shitting my pants. Like, so she like Amazon primed me a packet of diapers. It's just like the community keeps me motivated. I'm so motivated by recognition. I'm so motivated by money. Like I'm very self-motivated though.
Yeah.
I'm a red personality through and through. Like if I get my to-do list done, I'm like, hell yeah. But I think it's really important also for everybody on this call to remember that you can only control what you can control. So we can't control people saying yes. Like as much as we want to, we can't control that we're going to get 10 yeses at the end of the week. The only thing we can control is getting our to-do list done and laying our pillow down at the end of the night and being proud of ourselves. So don't determine your worth based on numbers. Be proud of yourself every single night when you go to bed.
Another question. What's that list all about? It's like a lot of people.
Which one?
The one with like 50 people on it. You have like...
Yeah, I do 61. So it's kind of like your gangster rap connections. It's just all Instagram handles. I do it based on people who are watching my story. Every single day I go into my followers and I type in a new letter. So today I did B, and I invited everybody whose handle began with B, or followed up with everybody whose handle began with B. And then I went into my story, and any new people that I saw watching my story I invited as well. Those are like my two main invites.
Can I ask you like what your invite's like?
I literally send a new one every single day, whatever I'm feeling that day. Let's see the one that I sent just now. It says, okay. Hey girlfriend, if I were to align you to a nutrition and workout plan, would you want to hold each other accountable through an 80-day challenge and then 2 girls dancing?
Oh my God. I love that.
Just very simple. Like I hate writing a novel. Short and sweet.
That is like so cool. And then you just like copy and paste that to like 1 million people.
I'm a big numbers person, like 60 invites every single day.
No wonder why she's at Success Club probably more than 60 now. Don't even tell me.
I'm a Success Club 60 in my business center, then I get my sister to Success Club. But it's just numbers, getting invites out.
Coming for you.
It's also so much more, building that trust, sharing that passion, which you guys all know, but just making sure that your invites make sense with the front end, really sharing that you're falling in love with yourself so that they will trust you to help them fall in love with themselves.
That's the easiest invite I ever heard in my life.
Oh my God. Yeah. I'm like such a simple inviter.
You should talk like off this one day about a couple other things. I want to ask you like a million questions and no one else is like asking.
Yeah, I want to pick your brain too so we can.
Okay, cool. Does anybody else have questions? It's like asking a million. So I do want to know one day, like it's a whole another call. Like you're getting ready to start, like getting started right call, either for your coaches and for your challengers, but that's literally like a whole call. So like not right now.
Yeah, we'll do that.
I have a question.
Yes.
Anyway, do you have any like personal development books or like podcasts or anything that you would recommend for like leadership?
High Performance Habits by Brendon Burchard is like my favorite. I'm reading that right now.
Is that the one that Carl gave to everyone?
Yeah, I think that's the one he's sending out this month. I started that last month. I love it. I really love Darren Hardy books. Guys, I like to listen to stuff. Like I like to listen to like YouTube videos. I taught myself everything that I know on YouTube. I'm not a big reader. I'll buy a book and it'll take me probably 3 months to read it. Which sucks, but National Wake Up Calls are my jam, you know, re-listening to those. I need like motivation in my ear because my brain, if I'm reading, is so focused on all the other people that are probably coming in my inbox that I just need to hear something while I'm showering and doing my makeup and doing other things, you know. Yeah. So I'm not your girl for that, but.
No, I'm the same way.
Same.
Hopefully that answered a little bit of your question.
No, yeah, totally. Even just like talking about YouTube and things like that, like I never even realized that you can get even books and stuff read to you on YouTube until I started listening to You Are a Badass, and it's just so easy just to look that up. So no, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Oh, people are saying my questions are amazing.
Your analogies are amazeballs.
They are. You do remind me of Pat.
Really? That's funny. Don't tell him that.
You guys know Pat Realm at all? He did the live video on the Beachbody Champions page about like how we went from like nothing to $1 million. He's a millionaire now. That's her goal. Well, I do want to talk to you when I know like this week's probably crazy for you because you're doing the Diamond Dash. You probably like want to die a little bit. Yeah. But soon I really want to see like how you get all those people started right. Like Success Club 60 right now. Like how, like I've done that before and it's a little bit like, I don't know how people do it. Sometimes I'm like, how?
My success partner hits 170 and I'm like, you are insane.
Who's your partner?
Emily Favre. Like good for her, but I could not keep up with them.
Favre? Yeah.
She's like the face of 80-Day Obsession. She's the cute blonde that lost all that weight.
How do you spell her last name? I want to creep her.
Fauver.
170? Are you kidding me? Probably because she's a face of 80-Day Obsession right now. But still, like, she did it. So that must. I always say this, like, for success partners, like if your success partner is just like staying like the same, like you cannot be the partner anymore. Like you have to move on to someone equal or better than you, because otherwise you're going to be like, oh, it's okay to stay at Success Club 2. You know, like, no, I want to do better. I always need to like, I need someone to like push me, you know what I mean? And you need like somebody on your level or better to do that. So you must be, no wonder why you're at friggin' 60.
I've had so many success partners though. And I just need somebody who like makes me work. Like I'm like, Ty, I don't think I have time to go to the bathroom today. Like I need to like jolt through this because she motivates me like crazy. But yeah, find somebody who just inspires you.
Yeah, I've had like plenty as well. So don't think that like just because you have one, it's like you're one for life, please. Yeah. All right. Any last minute questions? It's like 9:15 right now. All right, well, let's plan a call, me and you, just for like real quick.
Yeah, send me a message. Wait, honestly, like I can do whenever.
Cool, you are the best. I'm gonna harass you for something. I wrote it down.
My document. I'll send you that right now.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Have a good rest of the night. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Bye.